Sounds good. What's up? This is a top 16 game in the Discord Cup. You just say the password on stream. I'm joking you. To be fair, it's not exactly as if they picked some really high security. All right, let's take a look here. Well, let's take a look at what he's got here. So as you said, this is the beta version. This is not necessarily the most advanced iteration of the deck because he made some changes prior to winning the recent Kote that did not. The league has locked deck lists from like 2 months ago or something. How long ago did we have to commit? Maybe it was that you have to commit to a splash at the start of the league, which was like 2 months ago, and then you have to commit to a deck list at the start of the cup, which was like a few weeks ago. Really? I thought, but we had to like report our splashes and stuff, man. Well, in that case, maybe I was constraining myself unnecessarily. Nick starts off with some high morale. He says, "Be nice, guys." 90%, I lose. That's not necessarily the way that you want to start out, in my opinion. You know, morale matters a lot. There's a yeah, he had a solid win against Kalimsha despite his low confidence going in. So maybe he's going to overcome with, maybe he's try to surprise us. All right, let's see what's going on here. Looks like SirLargeness has to go first. That's probably in Nix's favor here.
Oops, I was muted this whole time. Nice.
All right, and now let's take a look here at doing some of the old mulligans. There we go. Looks like Nix and wow, SirLargeness has a weird start. Nix also has a weird start, though. I mean, I don't think either deck has really seen the stuff that it wants right here.
Joe, if you go into every game assuming you'll lose, you'll never be disappointed.
Yeah, that's what we call expectation management. I've had a lot of fun watching some movies that I think are objectively very bad. And the reason is because I thought they were going to be even worse than that when I went into them.
That's true.
Like, I don't know if any of you guys have seen, what was that movie called? I believe it was the movie Aeon Flux.
Oh, God,
that was
that
an awful movie.
So bad.
But right before watching it, I watched the movie Ultraviolet, which was much worse.
Yes, that movie's also incredibly bad.
And I thought they were going to be on the same level. So the incredible mediocrity of Aeon Flux actually impressed me compared to Ultraviolet, which was legitimately one of the worst movies I've ever seen that had any real budget at all.
I think the worst movie with like a budget that I've seen that is like just literally unwatchable is the fourth Pirates of the Caribbean movie.
Oh, I saw that on an airplane. It was not good.
All right, so we've got SirLargeness buying Liar and Manipulator. Nyx passes first. He doesn't.
Wow.
Basically, Nyx just wants to deny Fate, I think. He could have mulliganed his conflict into some dynasty or conflict characters.
Yeah, you have to wonder what Nyx is thinking here. I would absolutely play out that Swordsmith. I think it's one of the best
So
cards. And
Nyx
then
one
Nyx bids
bids.
one?
Is Nyx gonna try and dishonor? Is that how he has found this matchup to play out?
Well, somebody doesn't understand what's going on here. I don't know if it's me, I don't know if it's Nyx, but there's something's up.
So SirLargeness does have three assassinations. So low bidding versus three assassinations is actually kind of nice. But
I guess.
if he has an assassination here, it could be really bad for Nyx. Yeah, SirLargeness immediately goes after the Earth Ring to press his card advantage
It might have been strong to go for the water ring here.
to force the block.
Yeah, it forces the block, and then also if Nyx has a conflict character, which he's kind of signaling by not playing his swordsmith, then
Nyx
it
doesn't defend. And it isn't. Yeah, see now. Now this play isn't as strong. So like if Nyx Fury's here and SirLargeness had an edict if he was doing Water Ring.
Meek Informant shows Nyx's hand two tattooed wanderers, assassination, court games, and bonsai.
So Nyx
Boy,
is just gonna Nyx is just gonna take a break here. Or do you just assassinate?
I think I use my storehouse here and see if I can get something. But maybe I want to wait until after the Earth Ring goes
You
off. I
could
don't know.
you
This
could
is
you could assassinate. I think I assassinate the manipulator prior to the Earth Ring going off.
He might be afraid of a forged edict, but as you said, the Earth Ring makes the situation worse. So I
Yeah,
would
I
probably
think I
want
would.
to do it now.
Yeah, I would have just fired it off because it's one less card your opponent has also.
Yeah.
All right, so Nyx draws this card with the storehouse now. So Nyx has an unknown card, a tattoo wanderer,
He,
bonsai
he
court
lost one of
games.
his tattooed wanderers, which is probably the best thing that he could lose from that random discard, since
I
he
would
still
agree.
has all his other capabilities. So he still has the ability to sneak in a tattooed wanderer, which might mean that he wants to go for a political conflict here, but we'll see. He
How
might
hard
also,
is Nyx gonna go here? Is he just gonna pressure? Is he gonna attack the air ring here?
he could pass his first conflict. I don't think it's that unreasonable to do it. The only problem is that would be a little weak to a water conflict, but we know he has that tattooed wanderer to try to sneak in there. He does maybe also, well, I don't know. What random card he drew is kind of important here.
That's true. That's true.
He does want to break that Jisoro Actress province if possible, simply because Jisoro Actress is going to be a big problem for him.
Yeah, just
Uh,
gonna pick up Doom Shigenja.
yeah, Doom Shigenja or Agasha Swordsmith are both great targets.
That's true.
I gotta say, I very confused by Nyx's start here, but maybe we'll hear more about that later.
I don't
So,
dislike the early pass in Dynasty to deny the Fate. Like I think building up a Fate advantage is really strong in this matchup because like SirLargeness isn't committing to the board very often, so you're not. It's not like you're gonna fall behind too much on board.
I'm just not sure what he's going to do to
Well, I would have just drawn more cards.
yeah.
It's very hard to get like breaks and stuff, especially running into Secret Cache. That is not what he wanted to see.
Yeah, Secret Cache is probably the worst province he could hit.
Click. It
Maybe
does not look.
Pilgrimage.
No, in this iteration of the build, Fro does not have attachments, so the let goes are a 0. In his current version, he runs Cloud the Mind.
Interesting. Cloud the Mind without other attachments, that's a little risky. I guess he does have Forged Edict and so on. Okay, let's see here. Uh, Largest uses his stronghold. Okay. I guess that's in case Nyx assassinates immediately. What do you think about this?
So this is
He's-
interesting.
He doesn't assassinate. He knocks the fate off the beauty
Does he run
manipulator.
into Resto? Here's the real question. Nope.
Shameful display. That's actually kind of nice. If I'm Nyx, I'd probably play my Tattooed Wanderer here.
Yeah, I agree.
Play like Tattooed Wanderer with a fate, and then Shameful is pretty nice. If it gets assassinated, that's rough. But as you said, it does put Largeness quite low on honor. He is going for an airing though, so he can get two of that back.
You
So
could also
that's
suffer a break here if Largeness has a Forged Edict and a Bonsai. Oh, he doesn't have any buffs. I lied. This version of the deck doesn't have any buffs.
I don't think this is a very good deck.
So Largeness actually can't break this.
So maybe he just sits here. No, we see tattooed with
Well,
zero fate.
this puts a dishonor token on the liar or manipulator. I mean,
Yeah.
so this will
So
get.
my question here is what is Nyx holding back his fate for? I would definitely put one fate on this guy.
Yeah, I would put one fate if SirLargeness wants to mono no RA my tattooed wanderer. I gladly accept.
Yeah, or if he wants to assassinate him and go even lower in honor, I think that situation's kind of acceptable. Okay, so what are we seeing here? Looks like he uses it and wins the conflict. Nyx passes. We're passing through. Nyx is going to gain an honor. Largeness is going to lose an honor. And then Nyx will take the Imperial favor thanks to his palace. But he has a big fate lead, but I have to say I think that he could have maybe spent some of that fate to have a nice board lead as well.
It depends. Like if he invests into fate and then he gets hit by a mono no RA, it could reset the board. I think that's what he's just trying to. He's trying to build up a fate advantage to like start like three fading his guys.
Yeah, I'm not sure I like that play. I think mono is cool, but you can't like destroy your main
Well,
plan
this
because
version
of
does have
mono.
three of them, so
Yeah.
it's very reasonable for your opponent.
Oof, I'm
No,
surprised he doesn't get rid
I
of the palace, but he sees all small guys.
I think this is fine. If he has
Like,
if he finds a cloud the mind, so like Largest isn't gonna play Shoju, I don't think, and Shoju's like the actual problem for this board. See, I don't know why he's playing all those guys with one fate now.
yeah, see, to me it seems like he should play this mendicant with zero fate to enable his feast or famine. Yep, so he does do that.
I would have two fated my other guys.
There's
If I'm one bending, I don't care if my opponent assassinates, and
the
I then am protected from mono no RA. This,
Yeah, I gotta say I'm kind of confused about what's going on here.
I
Um,
think he's played this game very weirdly. Like his idea is fine, but like I think his execution has been poor.
the low bid is the part that's most confusing to me. A dragon
Wait, he
needs
five
cards.
bid now though. What?
Now he's five. Now he's 5 to 1.
I'm so
Okay, so
confused.
that's a lot better. Now we're seeing him. So we're equal on fate. Nyx is below on honor, but not that low on honor, and he's now going to be equal on cards once he uses his swordsmith, and he'll have a much stronger board. Though there is the risk of that mono. The other problem that I do see with what Nyx is doing is he is down by a break. But
This game is
let's see.
the draw bids are baffling in my opinion. Like not Sir Largeness's, his I think was correct given the situation, but Nyx's draw has been his bids have been baffling.
I would prefer to bid a little bit more as largeness simply because the Scorp Stronghold can do a lot for you. Okay, so uh, it looks like Nyx has forgotten to use his Agasha Swordsmith. If that gets assassinated, that's going to be a big loss. Um, he does a military conflict into meditations on the Tao with only the mendicant, and he's going for water. That's a good play. Force the actress to do stuff.
Hits
Let's see.
meditations, that's a good hit too.
Yeah, so that was a piece of luck for Nyx. That's probably the best province he could hit in this situation. It looks like the actress is going to defend. It's 1 to 1. The water ring now doesn't do anything, so it's probably good for Nyx not to do any actions. But he does need to use that swordsmith before it gets killed. It's very risky.
Yeah, Blue Sapphire. This isn't like classic card games. Like control doesn't actually exist in this game because creature there's not enough removal in this game to like actually kill characters. Like stuff that removes fate off of characters doesn't even kill them immediately. That's the problem. That's why I don't think any deck could be a like.
So I also think that if you play the mono deck and your opponent's crab, you just lose. Like
Yeah, I agree.
they have Vanguard Warrior and Reprieve, and
And
they
Iron
have Iron
Mind.
Mind, and they have Rebuild Iron Mind. It's like, oh, I guess I lost. Okay, so he bonsais his Mendicant to go up to Strength
What
5 and go for a break.
Way of the
Then the
Scorpion?
Mendicant's Dishonored. He's got to use that Swordsmith. Swordsmith right now, man. If he draws an Ancestral Daisho from Swordsmith, that would be optimal in this situation. He
Joe.
passes. Oh man, this is a huge mistake from Nyx.
Yeah, board control is fantastic, but it's not a quote unquote control deck. Also, it is a gimmick. It's like a gimmick can also be a strategy. Those two things aren't mutually
It's
exclusive.
so negative right now for Nyx to be forgetting this Swordsmith. He really needs that swordsmith.
He should just be clicking on everything to see if he's used it. Alright, so we see add up the shadows come down.
Imagine if in okay, so now he uses the swordsmith. He pulls a jade masterpiece.
Imagine if he had done that earlier, he would have gotten the fate off of.
Yeah, would have gotten another fate, and that would have been a fate that he denied to largeness. So that's a bit of a gaff. On the other hand, it's unclear if largeness actually wants the fire ring. I don't know that it's very good for him right here.
Yeah, Joe, like board control is one thing, but it controls the board after the turn. Yeah,
By the way, I think
exactly.
we're seeing what might be a bit of a mistake here from Nyx, which is that he has not pre-played any attachment onto his Niten adept.
I agree.
It's quite strong to do this because it allows you to bow the opponent with your first action, preventing the. It forces them to pre-play an attachment if possible, and it also means that if they assassinate you, which is the main weakness of Niten adept, you still have the ability. But perhaps he knows that his opponent is bizarrely playing a deck without any attachments, and that
I
Niten
don't think
adept has
I
free
don't think
range.
Ring of Void is the best ring in the game, Joe.
I think Ring of Void is usually the best ring in the game, but
I think Void Ring is very strong, and it is almost always good, but is not or not almost always good, but it is almost very powerful. I think the Earth Ring is the best ring.
we see the Niten adept get assassinated here.
Uh, Thanks Luke for the subscription. Luke just subbed with Twitch Prime. Thanks, bud.
I do think that if I'm largeness, I would strongly have considered assassinating that swordsmith after Nyx forgot to use it. But he goes for the assassination on the Niten adept instead,
Are we
which
gonna
makes
see an
sense.
assassination on this Adept of Shadows?
No, that would be insane. Okay, so now we see doomed Shigenja come out from the Shisora actress, and if Nyx has, it might be worth assassinating the doomed. It might be worth assassinating the doomed. It might be worth if he has a Miramoto's Fury. I think it's definitely worth Miramoto's on the doomed, and if he has a conflict character plus some buffs, it might be good to play that out just to try to prevent this break, because I don't think Nyx can take this many breaks against a deck that is supposed to be weaker than him on board.
Yeah, he does. He assassinates the Doomed.
Assassinating the Doom Shigenja. Okay, so that means does Large charge? I think he does.
He
So this is
does.
actually might well still be a break.
He has 3 charges.
I don't agree with that either, but this is a situation where that might pay off. If you
Uh,
do have the charge, who do you charge here?
I think I charge. I mean, it depends on what I want to play. If I'm gonna play either Yunako or Shoju, like I charge the other one.
Yeah, that's fair. Though there's another question, which is does he even have it? 3x is one thing, but he's actually only seen 11 cards
Yeah,
because of
that's
his low
true.
bid this turn. Looks like he passes. He's not going to get that break. That's going to
And
cost him a
this
bit,
is
but
yeah, this is where you see
this has been a bizarre game. On the other hand, Nyx is now very low. He's at 4 honor with 2 dishonored characters. I suspect that if I'm Nyx, I want to go either Earth or Air for my next attack. And probably, well, I don't know. So if you scout here, you might hit Pilgrimage, which probably makes your attack not do anything.
Nyx has
But
a core games in his hand.
does Court Games do enough? That only puts him up to 3. Okay, so if he has Court Games and a fan,
Oh,
then he could.
or a method. He has the he has
Oh,
the masterpiece. He could technically
yeah,
break
he
with the
could do the.
masterpiece.
He charges Meditations. I don't agree with that at all.
Why is he
I
doing
think that
this?
I think that is the worst province you could attack.
No, I
Ooh.
think Secret Cache might actually be worse.
Yeah, this is baffling to me.
I agree. I am very confused. Like, you actually don't mind hitting either of the Void provinces here, because your guy's already dishonored.
Nixon also passes. He's not even going for a break. Ah, man. I think that's very weak
Well,
play from
I
Nix.
don't think I think he knows he can't break because the adept is would just come in.
I think this conflict is actually negative for Nix on net. I have no idea why he did this.
I
In
agree.
fact, I think Nix gets dishonored out this turn because of this stupid conflict. Uh, he plays a fan. Okay. But I actually think Nix is going to get dishonored out this turn
Yeah,
because
you get
I think
unopposed air, and then you have 2 dishonor guys leaving.
yeah. Yeah, no disrespect, Nix, but I do not understand this line of play at all.
Look, Joe, when we commentate your game and you make just these stupid plays like attacking in a crane box over and over again, or blocking in a crane box over and over again, we'll rip you also. Don't worry. You just got knocked out in round of 64, so we haven't been able to cast your games enough. Exactly, Luke. Luke knows. Luke understands use box.
Looks like Largeness is kind of debating what to do here.
Maybe he just doesn't. Maybe he just doesn't want to play the actress and waste the fate, or not the actress, the adept and waste the fate. Maybe he just takes the break here.
So
And
the thing is, if his adept gets in for a if
look,
his adept gets in unopposed air ring, he immediately wins the game. So that's
he could. Nyx could have a reprieve.
yeah, Nick's could have a reprieve. That's true.
Look, Luke. Joe
But
knows that I love him, but we call this tough love.
this is a bad situation for Nick's here. Okay, so Nyx plays his court games to honor his swordsmith. I think that's not really optimal, but it's reasonable. And he immediately gets dishonored back with another court games. He does break. There's the Earth Ring. Oh, the Earth Ring takes the Adept of Shadows. That is a lucky hit for Nyx.
That is incredibly lucky.
If you're Largeness, I think you might actually want
I
to
would play that.
your Adept prior to the ring.
Oh,
But he has a
never mind.
Kachiko. Okay, so I think Kachiko goes Air Ring and Largeness wins the game unless Nyx has a Miramoto's here.
Yeah, but we haven't seen an edict either, so very very easily could have edict.
Yeah, I think this is over, but we'll see.
Yeah, Bill pointing out he plays 8 conflict characters, like even a meek informant does it.
Yeah, all he has to do is win. He doesn't have to break, and Nyx can't play his own characters because Kachiko will send them away. Unless he has... He could have a Cloud the Mind, which would actually be pretty reasonable to put on Kachiko in this situation. Wow, he passes. I think that's... Let's see if he has a reprieve, but if there's not a reprieve, this is probably game over.
Yeah, Luke pointing out this is why you don't sit on 9 Fate as Dragon.
Yeah, I think this game was basically thrown, but we'll see what happens.
No, Click, you can Fury if it flips a province. You have your Stronghold province. And, oh no, the Manicure Garden got flipped. No, you're right. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Kachiko.
I forgot
has
the Manicure
three
Garden
more.
had broken.
All right, do we have the reprieve to save the game here?
Well, we can see a calling in favors also. SirLargeness has very expertly saved 1 Fate.
There's the reprieve. Let's see if the calling in favors answers it.
I believe.
Nyx types GG. Despite having the reprieve, so maybe that means there's the calling in favors, and I join it in the conflict
Nope,
thing. Nope,
SirLargeness
there's a
passes.
pass. Nyx is alive at least thus far, but he's in very dire
Well,
straits.
he's also going He's also going second. He's also going second versus a Kachiko, and SirLargeness can just challenge air.
Nyx says, "Wait, what?" I think he assumed that Largeness would have the calling in favors to close out the game.
So I'm so confused on why he 5-bid this turn.
I would have 5-bid this turn.
Why would you 5-bid this turn if you 1-bid on turn 1?
I would have 5-bid both turns.
I'm aware you would have, but what I'm saying is
Yeah.
if your game plan was to 1-bid, why do you immediately swap on turn 2? Like, why do you abandon this game plan apparently?
I think the original plan was just bad, and you have to swap to actually having cards. I think that Dishonoring Scorpion is very unrealistic. I think the only clan that, in my opinion, is can reliably dishonor Scorpion is Crab,
I agree.
because they have
Commander
Watch Commander.
and
They have
Intimidating Heat is very strong against Scorpion. Too.
okay, so 1 point in Nyx's favor is that he just drew the absolute business here.
This is a very strong flop by Nyx.
Yeah, so maybe these dominant characters and tons of fate can get him out of here.
If SirLargeness has drawn another assassination, he could just win on before even resolving the first conflict.
Yeah, that's true. Unless Nyx replays a reprieve. So in this situation, do you use Yokuni to copy Swordsmith to fish for more reprieves?
I'm thinking. If I have a fan, you can use Yokuni to copy Kachiko.
Okay, so interestingly, it looks like he may not be playing Sumiko.
It could be worse. You can say GG all you want. It doesn't actually mean he is conceded.
I think in some leagues, typing GJ is considered to be a concede.
In StarCraft, it is.
Yeah. No, the StarCraft, there's a lot of controversy about that. There are some kind of bizarre events that occurred as the result of those rules.
That's true.
Okay, so once again, we see Nyx. Nyx forgets Swordsmith in the. Oh, he does get that reprieve though. He's got that reprieve.
I think
I
would pre-play reprieve.
Yeah, he pre-plays it.
Yeah.
Now, if it gets stolen by calling in favors, that's a big problem. But
well, SirLargeness would have had to
one card.
Yeah, he would have had to draw it specifically.
So now we'll see some questions. I can only imagine we're gonna have a big political attack against the air ring here. I think anything else is sort of crazy.
I think if he has I think he should put Jade Masterpiece on Yokuni. Because
I agree with that. Just to get out of Hachiko range.
well, no, he can copy Kachiko. Because is Kachiko less than or equal?
Less than.
Oh, so if he has
Yeah, so he could copy Kachiko. He could copy Kachiko with Yokuni. There's a risk of getting blown out by a fate worse than death, though.
Cloud the Mind would be good.
Yeah, that would be pretty sweet.
So what would be really nice is if he has a fan to copy Kachiko and then have higher Pauls.
He pre-plays a Kitsuki's method onto.
Yeah. Okay. So
Yokuni.
he's gonna copy Kachiko.
Yeah, so he should pre-copy Kachiko in this situation almost for sure. Yeah, good moves by Nyx. That's some good play. So interestingly, if Largeness attacks here, he has a crazy 50-50 where Feast or Famine doesn't do anything, but Restoration is actually quite relevant.
Agreed.
Given the low... there's the Restoration. That's some bad luck for Largeness. Let's see if he can pull it off anyway.
He didn't, Joe. He bid 5 on turn 2. He bid 1. He bid 1-5-1.
It could be worse. You got some trash talk here. He's saying it's unbelievable bad manners to type GG and then not actually concede. I have to say...
I think it's BM, but I don't think it's unbelievably bad manners.
So...
Largeness
had a Kachiko in his hand and didn't use it. To me, that signals mono, except he also discarded his mono. So if you're Yokuni, do you just immediately throw Kachiko away? I think you do.
I agree.
Largeness has anticipated my commentary saying that he couldn't risk the Feast or Famine on the Kachiko dupe.
Why does that
I
matter?
actually think that's wrong because if he breaks, he's won the game with the air ring.
Yeah, exactly. Why does it matter?
Yep. On the other hand, it might meant that that using it would prevent him from passing first, so the fate swing might have been relevant. Well, Largeness is in a lot of trouble here all of a sudden. But fate worse than death comes out. Does he have an answer? I think Nyx has under-defended this conflict.
I also think Nyx has just not put enough fate on his guys. Why do you have all this fate? Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, 6 fate on Dragon is strange. In this situation, I would really want to have the Swordsmith in the conflict with me as well. Because I think that he can win this conflict fairly easily.
This is so strange for Nyx.
And then Mendicant comes in for the water ring.
Yeah.
But let's see if he has...
It could be worse. I have played online games competitively. I played StarCraft. I was Grandmaster in StarCraft, and I've played League of Legends. I've been Master in League of Legends. So I have played online games competitively.
Nick says that he could have debated first, and it might have been a mistake not to. It definitely was a mistake not to, but Largeness says that he has the Forge. Nyx passes and loses the game. Okay, that's it. Well, that was a quick game.
Why did Nyx just not defend?
I don't know, dude. I mean, I have not understand many aspects of Nyx's play here.
Wait, SirLargeness doesn't have any buffs. If he just defends with Swordsmith and uses his box, he can't lose.
Yeah, that's right.
He just has a guy that has 3, 4, 5.
Nyx says that he didn't expect the 1 bid here, but I think he kind of forced the opponent to 1 bid with his own 1 bid on the first turn, which is an interesting dynamic.
It could be worse. Also, this isn't a competitive game like Counter Strike or any of the other stuff. Card games are not in the same. They don't have the same like rule set. I would say.
I don't know. I mean, like, I think like Magic is pretty.
If I type GG on Magic Online, it doesn't mean shit.
Yeah. I mean, but like in person Magic.
If I say no one says GG in Magic, if you scoop up your cards, the physical act of scooping your cards is a concession.
Yeah.
You can say whatever you want.
Well, no, I mean sometimes there have been some cases of people getting DQ'd or warned or whatever for bad manners in physical Magic.
Yeah, but bad manners and like just saying like that's game, or you can say that's game, and then like there are people who've been said like that's game, and then looked at the board and been like realized they hadn't lost.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, I think the
exactly. Bill's pointing out people talk about being dead in card games, like I'm dead here or like whatever. Like your opponent still has to like actually kill you. Like I've had moments where, yes, extending your hand is a concession, and scooping up your cards is a concession. Both are considered concessions in competitive REL.
Well, that was a very strange game.
But usually, competitive REL players either extend the hand or they just say "I concede."
Click for Snare asks if the stress has gotten to the top competitors lately.
I mean, I would for my game, I wouldn't say it was stress, but I definitely think that a burnout is a real thing.
Yeah, that's fair.
Luke, scooping up your cards is almost always a concession. You can, however, scoop up your cards like it depends on the scenario. Like if your opponent tells you you lost and then you start the act, but then you notice that it wasn't. No, I believe Nick's not to be ghosting. I think most competitors. I check the viewer list a decent amount.
I hope that Nix was not ghosting the stream
He wasn't.
simply because our
Yeah,
harsh remarks on his
yeah.
strategy might have
Would
proven
ghosting have helped?
negative.
Should have done that. No, Nick. It definitely wouldn't have helped. We were just kind of shitting on you, and by that I mean we were just questioning your plays.
Yeah, no disrespect to Nix. Nix is a cool
Nick's a
guy.
very good player, and he's a really cool dude, but I do not like the way he played this game.
Largeness is off to work, so I guess we're not going to interview him.
Yep, yeah, he said he had to work at 9, so fortunately. See, good guy Nick's making sure that Largeness got out on time.
Ah, yeah.
Hashtag good guy Nix. Alright, we're going to start a new hashtag. Build up Nix's credit in the community. Yeah, yeah, Nix, I don't know why you just didn't put your swordsmith in this conflict. Your opponent doesn't have any political buffs. Like even if he has the court games, he gets up to 4. He can't win the ring. He can't win the ring. And then if your opponent doesn't win this air ring, you can challenge fire and honor your guy, or you can water into fire. All right. Well, that was an interesting game. I guess it was. I think this might have been our shortest cast.
Yeah.
Oh no no
No,
no
it's a,
no. Oh, you weren't in the game with Vince. Vince had a game win on 2 games, or 2 turns. Sorry.
it was 3 turns, I think.
No, he went on 2.
No, this game.
Oh, this game. Yeah, this game was 3. It was the 1-5-1 bid.
Yep. Well, that was a game. Uh, are there more streams today? I thought there was another one coming up, but maybe it's not until later. We're kind of getting low on league matches here. Now that we've entered the top 6 and top 8, there just aren't that many games still going on. Yeah, it looks like the next game is going to be tomorrow morning.
Yeah. Nora Cage comes in and says, "And I missed the game. Sorry, buddy."
Yeah, you can watch the video and learn from it.
All right. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and stop the stream. I think. Let me look at the schedule here. I'm trying to think of when the next game I can stream is. I think there's one on the 18th. Vince's game is on the 18th at noon.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
I
can.
think I think I'll probably be there for that one as well.
Oh, okay. I will be around for that. I think that's the last
Yeah.
game I'll be able to stream, and then I have GP prep for the next like 2 days.
Okay.
So yeah, all right. So
Good luck at the GP.
yeah, yeah. Hopefully, it's a team GP, so it's mostly just a fun experience. This isn't like an individual GP where my goal is to do really well. I think just team events are just incredibly fun.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm going to go ahead. A Japanese pronunciation lesson on Saturday. What did I say wrong? Actually, I believe I said a lot of things wrong. Alright, I'm going to... I just subbed to a dude who's leaving to play a different game soon. Rip me. Alright, see you guys. I will catch you guys later.
Later.
Oh, it's Yeah, yeah, alright. Yeah, that's reasonable. I'm sure I butchered that name. Is it Norakage? Yeah, it's almost a sure. Yeah. Is it not Kote? Is it Kotai or Kote? I say Kote, but I'm sure it could be, that's also wrong.